Yeah, welcome everybody. It's another one, Candid Conversation. I'm here. It's going to be a nice one today. Mental health. We're talking about mental health, and we just want to highlight on a couple of things. And welcome, log on, do what you do, go tell your peoples we're here. You know how we get down. Let's go.
Bring back the golden age of Pan-African education.
I'll be talking to KAKTUS Kusini for start. He's an artist who's gone through, he'll tell us about his journey through life and well brought him to where he is at the moment. Later on, I'll be talking to a couple of sports people, football, whatever, and then they'll talk about the same thing. And then later on, I'll bring in the CEO of football, sports, Chaplain UK, Mr. Warren. I see you in there, Mr. Warren. Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure. Let's go. Let's play this for a minute.
Bring back the golden age.
It's a gospel song, by the way. It goes over a lot of people's head, yeah?
I was born during a cold war. Back when they come to
Kenya has been under lockdown since March 16th, mainly due to coronavirus. Most of our players are from informal settlements. They depend on football 100%. Now, since there is no football activity, some of them are idle. They have a lot of time on their hands. The uncertainty around this pandemic has really affected their mental health. We have reported mild cases of stress and depression. We as a club, we try to alleviate the situations. We have psychologists on call 24/7 that advises them on how to have a stable mindset and suggest activities for them to keep them busy. We deal with cases one by one as they arise.
Since the eruption of coronavirus, so many footballers have been affected in FCTALANTA and other clubs at large in Kenya, mentally, physically, psychologically. So I'd like to urge them to do something at home, wherever they're staying, and always to keep their mind upright and working all the time.
Talk to me, Mr. KAKTUS. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for taking this chance again. Before we go any further, I understand you got a new single that you just put out.
Yeah, I got a new song out. It's called Everybody's Friend.
Everybody's friend. Okay.
Yeah.
What we addressing in this issue? Everybody's friend in your song.
Everybody's Friend is about friendship. Like choosing the right friends. And it's basically about how it's wise not to just let everyone into your life. It's sometimes you may seem like a cold person, but it's it's what you need to do to be able to have some kind of boundaries, so that to make sure that you don't have people who take advantage of you. So you only keep like quality relationships going. But if you sort of read into someone's character and see that they are not out for your good, then you shouldn't feel like guilty, taking a sidestep and being like, I don't want so much to do with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Got some things on my mind that I have
This is what we're talking about, yeah?
Yeah. I don't judge. I can be friends with anyone, anybody, but not everybody. Just because you're not enemies doesn't mean that we're friends. Just because you're not friends doesn't mean that we're enemies. can never be everybody's friend. I can never be everybody's friend. And then one thing, varying personality. We are who we are. Neighborhood society. Do you understand what you're worth to humanity? I can't compare loneliness to my dignity. Yeah. I can never be everybody's friend. 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 We're different in so many ways, we're not the same. And it's that variety colored in our days. I appreciate, but I really weigh the character of my close associates. Friends don't compromise upon faith, neither gossip nor betray. Be it I lose, I choose another way. It doesn't mean I'm perfect just cause I'm saved. People walking up to me and asking why you leave us. Lifestyle change, evidence I'm a believer. I love everybody, there is nothing wrong between us, but my friendship with Jesus has me cautious, I'm a leader. Friends are forgiving, whether you have a shilling or not, still listen, they're not indifferent. Respect remains the terms and conditions, even if I am less offhand with them. I can never be everybody's friend.
Yeah, that's another PSA, as I like to call it. Like anytime I'm looking into your works, there's something that I learn, or you remind me of something. So, how are you keeping in this quarantine time, though? By the way,
Be surviving. Okay, for someone like me, there's it's not much of a difference because I'm a guy who works from. I've been working from the house for many years, so you know, I do the kind of. I'm like, how do I call it? Self-employed. So my office is in my house, so for me it wasn't a big difference. There was no big lifestyle shift or anything. It was just business as usual.
okay, okay. And that's when you're talking about things about choosing your friends, choosing the people around you, and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's a
know,
wise move.
what's that?
That's wise, I think. That's what I'm saying. That's wise. You want to have people around you who kind of share the same energy with you,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
yeah,
Same value. You know,
same values.
coming from a point of being betrayed myself, you know, and going through all kinds of betrayal and people, you know, getting stabbed in the back, having people lie to you, people who you trust, having people do all kinds of things to you. You get to that point where you become very, you know, once bitten, twice shy.
Once bitten, twice shy. Yeah.
Right. So like if I was like to join this up with what happened when we come to mental health, yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, a big contributing element of my mental health challenges came from relationships. All my relationships,
Okay.
because like most of the people I used to be a people person. I had all kinds, so many friends, so many friends and people who were working with in the same industry and all that. We're doing our thing together. So I came, we got a lot of, it's like we got into some kind of, what I'm telling you is I came to discover that a lot of people that I had put my trust on, I couldn't trust them anymore. So I had to pull
Okay.
back. And also with the change in faith and with the discovery of faith and, you know, and getting now into serious Christianity, I had a lifestyle change, and most of the people I used to hang out with, we could only hang out in the bar. We could only, you know, were smoking marijuana and doing all kinds of things. So they no longer were. I could no longer hang out with many people. So the loss of relationships also affected me psychologically because I spent several years, you know, as a loner and
Okay.
not having a support group. Though that was the wrong group, but not being able to reach out because of having trust issues
All right.
only made the situation worse. Because like when you're in such a situation, I believe you would need to have, like, not to isolate yourself, but have a group of people who can support you, or one or two mentors, or a mentor who can lead you on that journey and help you cope better with your thoughts and how you're putting things together. Because at that point in my life, I was going through a period of a lot of regret. You know, I regret not being able to do this. I regret losing that other thing. I regret the decisions I made. So that really affected me psychologically, because I was trying to figure out everything by myself.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what
I can understand that.
That's how it triggered that whole process of falling into depression and anxiety and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, anyway, anybody listening and anybody checking out his Candid Convo, I'm talking to a couple of people. Amongst them is artist KAKTUS Kusini. Go get his single, Pan-Africa, right? Pan-Africa is a single that, like, kinda I really identify with, right? Being a gospel song or whatever, I really identify it. Just do me a favor, KAKTUS, and bring everybody up to speed, because I know this story. A couple of people probably don't know this story, right? Like, the last time I met you out in the streets in Nairobi, we were in the studio, we were in the streets, we were doing music, and it was working for you, right? And then after some time, you, like you said, you disappeared. So just bring us to speed what transpired between that time and now, for people that don't understand or don't know about that.
Okay, what happened is I was after spending many years doing music and working with a lot of groups and a lot of artists, we got to a point where we were becoming really successful, and actually I enjoyed commercial success. But just when I was breaking through the walls, I can call them the walls which you're trying to break for years, just when I was getting into it, I got a great, how do I call it? There's something in the Bible about Paul, who was on a journey to Damascus, and then he had a great vision, and then he fell on the ground, and then Jesus got a big conversion thing. It was a similar situation for me. I got a big spiritual awakening, and it's like every situation led to that, because I was going through some tough times. It's those things in life where like those you find, like, my source of income. I lost my source of income, so I went bankrupt. And then at the same time I was losing my source of income, I discovered, like, most of the people I'm hanging out with are not adding any value, because the same people who you sort of support financially and in other, my colleagues in the game, the same people who are going to go out there and tell everyone, that guy has no money
bankrupt
anymore.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of talk all over of how you lost everything, and they're not mourning with you. They are rejoicing. They're mourning with you when they're there, but when they're out there, they're talking about how they're spreading the word. And at the same time, I had like a relationship with a lady I was living with for a few years, and she also just walked out on me at that time. So it was really, everything just came, like at a go, everything just
shut
it was a
down.
dark.
Everything
Darker
just
and
shut
darker
down.
and darker. Yeah, so I got to a point of desperation, and at that point of desperation, that's why I came across faith. Because back in the day, I used to be a guy of faith when I was in high school and all that. So at that point of desperation, I was like, okay, I'm drinking, I'm doing all these things just to cope, but it's not working for me, because the drinking doesn't make the pain go away. The pain comes back in the morning. Whatever I do, I felt like I'm stuck. So I decided to try faith for a change. And by trying faith, I didn't tell myself that I'm going to reform, and no, that was not on my mind. I was like, let me just start praying more. Let me start seeking God and seeing whether I can get answers in faith. And when I got into that, really there was a lot of self-discovery. A lot of things became open and clear to me. I started seeing things clearly. And what happened is I didn't get all the answers that I wanted immediately, but at least I got into a path of reformation and rediscovering myself.
The journey of self-discovery.
The journey to self-discovery, the journey to self-discipline. And so I had to, to become now compatible with the Word of God and all that. Had to make changes in relationships and get away from that. So it was a whole new life for me. It's like my life came to an end and started again.
And
they call it being born again. It was literally being born again. So when I got into that, and I lost everything: relationships, money, respect. Had to go back to my mom's place.
It was really hard, wasn't it?
That time I'm like in my late 20s and I have to go and crash at my mom's. It was really, really embarrassing. And, I was getting evicted, I was getting auctioned. Landlord is on my neck, getting eviction letters, and it was really a terrible time. So, what I did.
Okay.
So what I did, yeah, sure. So that began a journey of many years for me. And those were difficult years because things didn't just open up and go. It took time, and through the struggle and things remaining in a certain way and being unable to reconcile the relationships you want, being unable to just jump back and get cash, having to rediscover myself, even as a professional, losing all your contacts and networks and having to build new contacts and networks. It took many more years to get back on track. It took many years. But now in that whole journey of difficulty, that was where I think I wasn't coping too well, because I'd always reached to a point where I'd give up. And I'd give up, I'd find myself, I have to go now and get help, like medical help.
Okay.
And the drugs, when you have challenges which require you to take medication, there is a stigma that people think you're crazy, and you don't want people to think you're crazy. And before the whole thing, I didn't understand what being mad really is. When you think mad, you think someone just lost their mind. But there are two kinds, yeah. There's the event where someone has a serious challenge, mental, physical challenge with their mind, with their brain. Those are the serious conditions like schizophrenia.
Like when somebody goes through a traumatic experience, you say, when somebody goes through a traumatic experience.
Yeah, or brain damage. There's a serious kind. And then there's what we call CMDs, common mental disorders, where it's you may see someone on the street talking loud, talking to themselves, and you're like, this guy is lost. But the guy